morning, good afternoon, good evening. Kamoto kamberevere, kanopisa matanda mberi. It's a Shona adage, meaning maybe a spark that starts a veiled fire that will burn the whole forest. I am beginning to see in our churches a shift of mood away from the pathetic worshipping of leaders that we have seen the last 20, 30 years particularly. I think it is a healthy development. The truth has been suppressed for a very long time, and it's beginning to emerge now. Here is a video clip of one of the pastors in Zimbabwe speaking their mind on that very issue.
Ngaiudzwe ndo basa rechechi. Opposition ikatadza ngaiudzwe ndo basa rechechi. Nelson Chamisa akatadza ngaudzwe, he's not God. Ndo basa rechechi. Mnangagwa vakatadza ndi baba. We don't insult people. Vanozodza apa matadza. You're supposed to do A, B, C, or D.
Sakaimim, what's your take on affiliations like pastors for ED?
Okay, fine. Affiliations for like pastors for ED, apostle for ED. My conclusion is they are doing it for their own personal gain. There is no God in it.
Well, the truth sometimes is hard to swallow. And I have got to say, this is the truth. We have placed our leaders on pedestals and worshipped them as demigods. That is unforgivable. These are ordinary mortals. Why are we placing them in all these pedestals? The beggars believe. We cannot deny that Mnangagwa rigged the 2023 elections. SADC, the AU, and all the other respected election observers condemned those elections as flawed and illegal. The only reason why those elections we were helpless, or SADC rather was helpless to take the next logical step, i.e. deny ZANU-PF legitimacy, is because the opposition had participated in those elections in numbers. That is the only reason why. So in terms of the electoral law, those elections, the process was did not follow the Zimbabwe Constitution, did not follow SADC's own principles and guidelines. And the only conclusion is Mnangagwa is illegitimate. We have an illegitimate president. That is the truth. And now our illegitimate president is trying to use the same trickery to extend his stay in power beyond the stipulated maximum 2-year term limit. why the church has been silent on that, beggars belief. Why some of the church leaders have even glorified him with all this ED, pastors for ED, apostolic for ED, beggars belief. Of course, the pastor here is right. These people are doing it for their own personal gain. There is no religion in it. There's no God in it. And we should stop kidding ourselves that there is. There isn't. Like I said, SADC and the AU would have denied ZANU-PF political legitimacy if Nelson Chamisa and his friends had not conned people to participate in those elections in their millions. We have a problem with the opposition. We cannot keep on pretending that the problem is only ZANU-PF. It's not. The opposition is also a problem. And in the case of Nelson Chamisa, it's mixing politics with religion. Nelson Chamisa lied to the people of Zimbabwe. He lied that he had plugged the vote-rigging loopholes. ZANU-PF was not going to win. CCC was going to win big because he had plugged all the vote-rigging loopholes. Hashtag God is in it. Even he invoked the name of God. Here he is telling the people of Zimbabwe just a few days before the voting in 2023 that he was preparing his cabinet.
Makorokoto Zimbabwe nokuti hakuna munhu anomira kana denga raronga plan. Denga raronga plan, denga harifoiri. Plan yaMwari haifoiri. Ini ndatanga kugadzira cabinet. There is no way we are not going to form a new cabinet. There is no way we are not going to have a celebration. There is no way we are not going to have an inauguration. Let's start preparing for our inauguration. Let's start preparing for our celebration.
He was lying. God was never in it. He did not plug any vote-rigging loopholes because ZANU-PF blatantly rigged those elections, as we saw from the report from SADC and the AU. Chamisa is a liar. Why some people have agonized in accepting that simple political reality? Beggars belief. They cannot accept that Chamisa is a liar because they consider him to be a demigod who can do nothing wrong. To say he is a liar then would be a contradiction. Their personality cult mentality is so deeply entrenched, they cannot accept that Chamisa lied. And yet he did. He lied that CCC was going to win big, that he was preparing his cabinet, that it was God's plan. Because ZANU-PF blatantly rigged the elections And as we know, Mnangagwa is in State House. Chamisa lied. Chamisa is a liar. This simple political reality must be hammered into some people's minds, because Zimbabwe can not afford to have millions conned into participating in 2028 elections and give this regime legitimacy. We cannot afford that. So, to come back to the theme that I was talking about earlier on, it is refreshing to see that there are some church leaders now who are openly admitting that political leaders are not demigods. They should be questioned. If they failed, they should be told you have failed. If they rig elections, they should be told that they're illegitimate. If they lied, they should be told that they are liars. And those church leaders who are coming out in support of these leaders, apostolate for ED, pastors for ED, they are doing it for their own economic gains. They are looking to Mnangagwa, giving them cars, farms, and other trappings. God is in it. God is not in it. None. All this is just conning people. Democracy demands that the people should be educated, should be knowledgeable, and should be diligent. Zimbabwe is a failed state because the Zimbabwean electorate have so far been incredibly ignorant, naive, and gullible. And one of the worst side of that is that some people should even treat political leaders as demigods who can do no wrong. We need to correct that, and urgently too. And I am glad to see that there are some church leaders who are now standing up and clearly saying this is wrong, because it is wrong. And we've allowed it to continue for the last 45 years. Enough is enough. We want a country that works for all. No one is above the law. And certainly no one is a demigod. Think about it. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.